3, 2. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The New Nasty Boys. I'm your co-host this morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you decide to listen to this thing, Billy DeVore. And sitting next to me is...
Chris Weir.
Hey, we're back for week 3, full of rain and Phillies and some sunshine. Not much.
Yeah, I got some sunshine though. I got a little burnt over the weekend.
Yeah?
It's pretty good. Chilling on the deck.
Oh, your thick deck?
Yeah, my real thick deck.
Yeah. Did you figure out those kid measurements yet?
No, not yet. It's gonna be a work in progress.
Okay, well, if you need a helping hand,
I got plenty.
Would love to.
Tiny little hands. Got plenty of them there. No, thank you.
Got them in my cage out back. So, and then this week I wanted to incorporate the blinds this way that we put in. They're over there. So now you get to see it. Get to see my work. It's very exciting stuff.
Very pretty.
Thank you. Very proud of it. So yeah, what, you enjoyed your nice hot deck?
Yeah, it was Easter over the weekend. So whenever you're watching this, that's what just recently happened. And then we had people over for the first time, to really be able to properly wine and dine a little bit because we recently moved and just kind of had some rinky-dinky furniture for a bit. So it was always a little cumbersome having more than a few people over.
Sure.
But it was a success.
Yes.
People had a good time, a lot of day drinking and sun in the face. It was good.
Oh, that's nice. Did you make a ham?
No, but our next door neighbors, who also my wife's aunt and uncle and a little cousin over there, they make food a lot, and that's where we ate.
Oh, smart.
Yeah.
So then you had the double dip. Hey, come over, check out the couch, check out my hot, cool deck.
Yeah.
And then move over for dinner. That way you get out of dishes.
Yeah, that was very helpful. A lot of disposable stuff. So we did kind of a brunch thing over on our side. So quiches, sausages, beers, and then went next door and just got it. So I was just full the entire day. It was pretty good.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Being full and drinking an entire day is there's nothing better than it.
Yeah.
You've got carbs over here that you can drink and then carbs over here that you've ate.
It's a yin and a yang situation.
More yin and yin.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's the same thing going in there, and it's so nice. Oh man, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah. What about you? I think you were out and about doing some stuff.
I was. Friday we went to a fish fry together. We did cause a little bit of a ruckus.
Yeah, we were the only ones applauding when they called our name. It was like a kind of like an old fish fry. Whenever you think about a fish fry, you're imagining the perfect thing.
Yeah.
A lot of old people. It smelled like cigarettes. Kids roaming around, older people. Yeah. It was great. Food was amazing.
It was spectacular. It was at a Rock Flag and Eagles club.
Yeah.
Which is so fun. They did have split the pot, which was awesome. Did we win? No, but we played.
We contributed a lot.
A lot. We got cheap drinks quickly.
Yeah.
It was crazy. John Holmes had 9 beers in less than an hour. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't.
He was sucking them down.
Yeah, I was like, didn't we just get a bucket of beer?
No, John got a bucket of beer, and it's gone. And then we had beers. No, I had gin and tonics because I got the ingredients to make Negronis at home. And by the end of the weekend, all of those ingredients were gone.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
Oh, it was really nice.
It's been a minute since I've had one of those cocktails.
When you have them at home, you go out and you're like, man, it's such a good idea to just have this stuff at home. And then you have them at home, and you're like, I can make this all the time.
I can get sloppy right away.
Right away. Yeah. And instead of paying $9-10 a cocktail, next thing you know, you have drank all the ingredients.
That's a nice thing to start off with a cocktail before you go out like that. I kind of got in the habit of making White Russians for a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, I know. It's just like you're drinking like a alcohol milkshake.
Oh, God.
And you can really make it thick. It's, yeah. So, yeah.
I can't do all that dairy.
I know, but I liked it. I really did. You can really throw in some nice, a fair amount of vodka and cut it with that Kahlua.
Yeah.
And if you had a little bit of a flavor vodka,
sure,
it's pretty nice. And that milk just seemed to smooth out the edges.
Oh, that's the thing. Milk. Oh, milk with ice.
Yeah, I know, right? You wouldn't think.
That sounds like Squirt City, dude.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah. You are paying for it pretty quickly afterwards.
Yeah, it can't be too far away from the bathroom.
No, and then you're adding more booze on top of it, so it's just curdling in your stomach.
And you're rushing to the bathroom.
Hey, come on. Call it the weird cottage cheese. Whole milk. Whole milk, a whole lot of problems.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I could see. I think I might have had one white Russian in my days.
Yeah?
But I can't place it. Like, anytime I see dairy.
If you're not a fan of having dairy in a cocktail, it's definitely not for you. But it's more of like a seasonal, like winter drink. Okay, that's what I feel. I'm mostly associated with Christmas time.
Sure,
you're wearing a robe, trying to relax, and just drinking hard liquor. So yeah, White Russians. It's more of a seasonal winter situation.
I'm just imagining you on your back deck. In your robe, open, wide open. It's like August, and you just have a White Russian, and I'm watching it sweat on the outside. It's like, yeah, this was a good idea. Just chugging it down, putting your finger, like wiping sweat off your brow, then putting your finger in to mix it.
But I'm actually not really mixing it. I'm just doing like more of the mouth mix. I'm putting vodka in one, chugging milk in the other, and then it's got a rim of like Hershey's chocolate on top. Someone's licking it. Shooting it back. The neighbors have called the police.
Yeah.
All the animals have scattered. The kids are upset. The kids are very upset.
They're so mad. They're just locked in on the deck.
Yeah.
Neighbors next door is like, hello, yeah, my neighbor, he's stirring a White Russian. Yes, with his dick.
I was going to say with the gun.
With his gun, yeah.
Yeah.
We just started with the gun in there, just going around. I think one went off. Got one of the kids. God. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I will try it. Okay. How about that?
Well, you got to come over, bring a robe. We'll make it happen.
Okay, I'm a big robe guy. I'm a huge robe guy.
Yeah, I imagine you wearing big robes.
Oh, dude. Sorry. They drag behind me. I'm very majestic.
Like a Matrix robe. Like a Morpheus walking around.
Yeah. It's just it's black leather.
It's like it's miserably hot. Totally uncomfortable.
And just drinking a White Russian.
Yeah.
Sweating into it. Oh, man. Speaking of, drinks in general, went to the FCC match on Saturday.
Tell me about it.
They still haven't lost. I'm not going to say they're undefeated because they've tied. But they haven't lost. And they have this thing called Das Boot. It is a 22-ounce beer boot. You get there for happy hour, which is any time before the kickoff.
Great.
$16. You get the big boot. And the beer's in there.
It's a 24 ounce?
22.
22.
Almost.
Okay.
Almost 2 beers. Refilling it during happy hour was $8. Refilling it after the happy hour, $10.
That's amazing.
It's great prices.
Yeah.
For a stadium. And did I have a couple Negronis before I left? Absolutely. They were here. And then I just went to town on those. And I remember all of the game, but I took my boot to the pitch next door, and I just kept asking them to fill it up.
Oh, yeah, that kind of drunk.
They did not like that.
That is an outside container.
Nope.
We're not filling that. That's awesome. The souvenir, and you're probably like double booting eventually.
Dude. Boot, scoot, and boogie.
Oh, yeah.
It was great. And then
these boots are made for stumbling.
They are definitely not made for walking in a straight line. But it was great. And then Sunday was just couch.
Yeah.
Reds game, nap. South Park.
Oh, I haven't watched any of the new South Park. It's been a minute.
We went back. We went to season 8.
Oh.
Great season.
Nice. What year was that, you think? I'm trying to remember how long.
04?
Oh, it's great. Classic.
That's in that sweet spot. So it was real nice. It was a great weekend. And, went to the Reds game on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
So I got to see them before they left.
Cool.
And did 3-2-1 Tuesday.
3-2. Oh yeah, the
$3 beers.
Yeah.
$2 dogs. $1 ice cream cup. What a deal! Here's the trick: Cubs are in town, so tickets a little bit more expensive. Get your Optics tickets. They're $20, but there's a $9 voucher on there.
Okay.
2 beers, 2 hot dogs. $21.40 with my ticket.
Wow.
Get a hold of those 3-2-1 Tuesdays.
That's making it happen. Great job.
It's a move. You can get Budweiser, Bud Light, or Busch Light.
Oh, baby.
And I got Bud Heavy because I'm a heavy boy. So that's what you got to do.
Baseball game. Throw them back to Bud Heavies. Bud Diesels.
Bud Diesels. Well, there's somebody in Milwaukee who might or might not have had one or two too many Bud Heavies.
I think I know who you're talking about.
That I would really like to talk about.
Okay.
I think I'm going to, when I make the clip, I will drop this in. Okay, so there was a guy, opening day Milwaukee.
I love that you just call him a guy.
Yeah.
He's much more than a guy. He's an icon.
He's an icon. Yeah. The guy is honestly a hero at this point. He's got to be a local legend.
Yeah, probably. He's going to have one of those the city logos that they have, those jerseys.
yeah, the City Connect.
City Connects. That's what I was thinking of. He's the next one. Just arch pissing, just like the, across one of the sides of the jersey, just like those things in the back of trucks that they have, the pissing on Calvin things.
Calvin.
His name might be. If his name is Calvin, oh my god.
What if it's Calvin pissing on him while he's also pissing on Calvin?
That is so meta for people that would have no idea what that word is.
No clue.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, Calvin? So there's this guy. There's two angles of him in Milwaukee, and it's just in the middle of the concourse, hangs hog, and just starts going to town, peeing everywhere.
Yeah, this is around. There's tons of people around him. Like, there's a bunch of people walking around, just buying snacks and stuff, beer vendors, and this guy is full on urinating everywhere.
Yeah.
Kind of like his eyes almost glazed back a little bit, knowing what he's doing, but also completely not there at the same time.
Yeah, he's having the best time and then is going to have the worst time.
Yeah.
Because there were two angles. The one that's my favorite is the head-on shot. Head on head.
Yeah.
And he has built a piss moat around himself. Just like enough. You could probably fill a couple Crocs in there.
Oh, yeah.
He's defending the castle.
You could definitely take some of those little ketchup squirter packets thing and have them float around like little tiny boats. He definitely had a fair amount of liquid around him.
Oh, enough that you're like, I think that he had maybe 18 to 20 beers that day.
Yes, I understand why he didn't make it to the bathroom. That was a lot of piss.
It was a lot of piss, and he couldn't keep it all together. So it's just like, there's an opening.
Yeah.
Here goes my
No
pee.
one's in this line.
No one's in this line. Oh, is this the family restroom?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is the family one. And it was, if you made me guess, that's probably 2 feet of piss between around this dude.
Yeah.
And he is just turning and peeing. But the real hero of the story is the security guard, who is then going over to tap him and stop him.
Yeah.
But then the guy starts to turn towards him, hog wild, getting ready to just unload on him. And then the security guard backs up, puts both hands up, and just starts scooting back, just like, no, thank you.
That was sort of like the opening scene from Animal House. We're like, sure, come on in. It's like, just goes piss around his slacks. But yeah, and then there was another a vendor that went to walk up. It was like, it's just just completely he's just pissing. That's fine.
This is fine.
It's Milwaukee.
Yeah. This is American Life Field. This is normal. It should have been more normal if it was still Miller Park, but I digress. But the security guard's just like, nope, not touching him, waiting for him to tire out, because you don't want to be the guy at work who is known to be pissed on.
Yeah, I'm not going to take that.
No, documented. You're not living that down. Hey, there's Jerry. You got pissed on this season.
Yeah, well, what's the best thing that's going to happen from you stopping him? It's already all out, essentially.
Yeah.
You're not going to win an extra, award for that.
No.
Instead of a Purple Heart, a Yellow Heart.
Yellow Heart. Oh, you've been wounded.
Yeah.
So, here's my thing. I would like to know what has happened to this fella. I haven't heard anything. But also that I would have to assume, hog out, just wiggling around, then just goes back to his seat and sits down.
Yeah.
And then that's when you arrest him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. He seemed to be absolutely having a great time, and that he seemed to be thriving in his own lane. Hopefully a lot of people probably, bailed him out, because that's got to be a slew of charges that are going to have to come from that.
Public indecency,
intoxication. I'm not sure if there's anything for urinating in public like that, actually on private property.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure there's a few things, and it's probably going to be a while before he gets to go back to the ballpark.
They said, so I was talking to friend Eric Wheelo, who hosts a podcast called Drink Wisconsibly. That's coming out.
Okay.
He's a very funny comic. He lives in LA, but he's from Milwaukee. He said that guy's only going to be banned for a year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he'll be able to come back.
That's pretty cool.
That's really cool. So what you do once a year, you just piss in the concourse and then just have to wait another 365 to go back to again.
I was going to wonder if it was like a season or like calendar year. Because, like, I mean, if it was just like for a season, you should have done it at the end of the year.
I agree.
Then you could have had a much shorter duration where you could have been back. But yeah, that really does not seem like a lot.
No, it really doesn't. Because I think that guy who got tackled in LA doing the proposal, he only got a year.
Yeah. Huh.
So their guess is a year. But I think there might be a little bit of difference between going out on the field and proposing than peeing everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I would definitely much rather have the proposal guy back before I'd have the guy that's just whipping it out wherever and just urinating.
Yeah.
All right next to the mustard stands. But yeah, I mean, I give credit to the Milwaukee, the workers there, because they seemed to be as totally unfazed. I mean, they kind of were just like, yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Right. It'll happen.
Well, this is the same ballpark that has beer vendors going up and down the aisles with Long Island iced teas.
Oh, really?
You can get $10 Long Island iced teas just brought to you in a beer bucket. Someone hands it to you like, here you go.
What'd you think was going to happen?
Yeah. What do you think was going to happen when you give people blackout fuel?
He should sue them.
They made them. I was overserved.
Yeah. I ruined my good shoes.
This used to be a cream-colored jersey. That'd be so funny if someone was just like saw that happening and then just went over to the side and grabbed one of those like caution wet floor signs and then just put it out next to him.
That's so much better than I thought. I thought you were gonna say grab a cup and put it under as he's peeing. Try to get him to drink it later.
Oh yeah, just like hold on.
He would have been a hero.
Yeah, he would have truly.
Aaron's like, we need to have you back here next week.
You're not banned. You're promoted.
Yeah, attendance is up. They love you. It's not like that whatever freeze guy that they have like run and chase the people. It's just like running behind them, like pissing on the back of their legs.
You get a 3 piss head start.
Yeah.
Then you can catch up.
Yeah, he'll just stumbles towards you, try to wet your socks.
Yeah. Now the 6th inning is going to be called Fill the Bucket with this guy. And he has to be just as drunk every time.
Mm-hmm. He probably played our drinking game we were talking about.
He probably did. He was doing it in Bernie's Chalet.
Bernie's Chalet?
Yeah, you know where the Bernie, he has, so there's like in Milwaukee, there's the house with the slide that he goes down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's called Bernie's Chalet.
I did not know that.
That is correct. Now
I
you
learned
do.
something.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
Our drinking game. So we got some decent responses.
Yeah.
One person on TikTok just said no, so that's nice.
Yeah.
So I have a couple questions. The big one is penalties.
Yes.
Okay. Someone mentioned maybe doing a shot.
Yeah, that could be because how frequently does a penalty happen now where someone, like either a pitcher or a batter, has to accrue a strike or ball? I mean, that happens, maybe once a game?
Sure. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's feasible.
But that is like...
It's wicked. You always got to have one. Or maybe it's just like you kill the beer.
The beer is a good call.
Because I think, maybe like you have to take a drink every, 15, 20 seconds, whatever it is. I think maybe with the pitcher. When the pitcher is ready, maybe it's more of a defense situation. I'm not quite sure.
Sure.
But when the pitcher sets, then maybe you can have a drink. There could be some other rules. Potentially, if they get a hit, you got to keep drinking till they stop in the base path.
Sure.
But yeah, and then maybe if they have, get called for a penalty, maybe you do have to chug the beer.
You should also have a backup beer on hand anyway, just in case, because you got to keep going.
Absolutely.
So that's a good one. You could also, I'm not saying I would do this.
Okay.
But throwing it out there. If you are in a ballpark and you need a shot, you maybe got some thick socks on. Get a little one of them airplane bottles. Fireball. I'm not saying you should do this. I'm saying you could.
Right.
And then that is where the penalty comes in.
Yeah, or plastic flasks that fit very well inside a breast pocket. That's not something you should do, but that's just something that comes to mind.
It is something that very much comes to mind that is feasible but not recommended.
Correct.
That could be the other move. Or they have to switch. They could also switch to a mixed drink, like a Jack and Coke situation.
Yeah.
You have to up the ante.
Okay.
Say that's the penalty where it's like, oh, your next beer. So say you start with a Mick Ultra. your next beer could be just like a Bud Heavy. You fuck up again. It's like, oh, you have to drink an IPA now.
You got to do like complete the cycle. You got to do something like that where you can switch beers. Maybe go from beer to then maybe go to like a craft beer, mixed drink. Maybe if they have a relief pitcher come in, something like that, you got to switch it up too. Call an old lefty. You got to pull maybe have a Boilermaker. I don't know.
Ooh, I like this. Yeah. I like this a lot. Man, if only we could get a beer to sponsor this, huh?
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Who knows? Maybe someone will make a light, easy drinking Pilsner that would possibly sponsor this segment. I'll think about it. I might know a few people. I might know somebody.
Yeah,
maybe. There. We'll see what happens. But yeah, no, I think that's a good direction. Is either upping it or because someone said, well, aren't you just both drinking the same amount? It's like, well, I think once we know this is a longevity situation.
Yeah.
Too, where like someone eventually can't hang. And that's when they lose. But then what do they lose when they lose? Is pride?
Yeah, I don't know. It could just be something fun just to pass the time, Yeah. It is a pastime.
It is a pastime with pastime.
Yeah, we'll add more to it. If you have any suggestions about how to make this more of a game that can be played against one another, feel free to hit us up.
Please, let us know. Excuse me. I had an awful burp and I'm just drinking water. Jesus Christ. This is a plug time. Go InTheClutch.com now has Savannah Bananas stuff. Licensed Savannah Bananas. InTheClutch.com. All caps. The new Nasty Boys get 10% off. Check it out. Speaking of checking it out, the Reds are at 500 at this moment. We're recording Monday before the game that starts in a little bit. I already got my bets in. The Reds are 500. They aren't a losing team. They aren't a winning team. Average, baby.
And they're exciting.
They're exciting.
I've had some really good times watching them. Even the ones where, there were some upsetting losses, it was still enjoyable throughout most of that game to see like some actual serious competitive play.
Yeah. Like we'll start Monday night when we were recording last week. They came back to win 6-7. They were down. Hold on a second. Yeah, they were down 6 to start the bottom of the fifth, and then put up a 3 spot and came back and whooped some ass there. How nice was that to see?
That was super fun.
And Connor Overton didn't have a great start. 4 innings pitched. He had 8 hits, 5 earned runs, 1 walk, 5 Ks, and gave up a dinger, which was not fun. He gave that sucker up to I'm trying to read it here. Oh, God. The highest baseball player of all time, Cody Bellinger. So, kind of a bummer, but then the bullpen came in. Ian Jabot shut it down. Alex Young shut it down. Fernando Cruz. Ian Gabolt gave up his first run of the season, but then you've got Alex Young, Fernando Cruz, Rivera, San Martin, Buck Farmer, Derek Law. Fucking slammed the door shut.
Yeah, he's looking good.
He's looking really good. And Alex Young is like our only lefty.
Which is very surprising.
It's super surprising. And for your Red Legs, Spencer Steer with a double, TJ Friel with a triple, and Jason Vosler. The Jason Vosler experiences continue. Hits a dinger. And then you followed it up with Wednesday. They got smoked 12-5. And in that case, Luis Cessa, 5 1/3, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 2 Ks. It's pretty good from your 5th starter.
That's one of the games that comes to mind when I'm thinking about like the past week of baseball that they had. Because up until that point, they were playing very hard, very well. Even like some people that weren't bringing, say, a bat, to the game, they were making some nice defensive plays. And Cessa was looking so in the zone when he was up on the mound. So that was a really enjoyable game up until it was not. Yeah.
And the bullpen just fell apart. Buck Farmer fell apart. San Martin, Joe Kunal, who got sent back down to AAA, and Fernando Cruz all gave up runs. I mean, you've got your bullpen giving up 6, 7, 8 runs. You don't win baseball games doing that.
How many walks did they have? Because I think they had like a fair amount, like just coming in there, just immediately getting behind batters.
6 walks the whole game. for Sesa and the Relievers. What a great band name. Sesa and the Relievers.
I like that.
But the offense just went off. And my whole thing with that was they hadn't had an off day since Friday. And the pen had to go out and do some damage control. And they just wore out.
Yeah, it all kind of discombobulated there. But even in that game, there was a lot of fun, exciting things for about 5 innings there.
yeah, it was a fun 1 1/3 of a game.
Yeah.
So it was good. But then the Reds went on the road. They started their first road trip of the season. Got ousted by the Phillies in the first game. They lost 5-2 because we didn't get to have Wednesday. We didn't get to have Thursday. Both rained out. The biggest problem with the Wednesday rain out, it was going to be awesome. Hunter Green versus Marcus Stroman.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that would have been a great pitching matchup. Instead, we have rain, and they don't play each other again at Great American Ballpark until September.
That's quite a long drought there.
Yeah, it's too long. So you have 2 series at home, 2 series away now in your division. What do you think of that, just with everybody playing everybody?
Well, I mean, it's kind of unusual that they're not going to be back there. It seems like such a long time, but quite honestly, whatever. I'd rather not have Cubs fans back at Great American Ballpark. So I'm fine with it. It just seems to just one of those odd things, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Does it bother you at all?
Not really. It's just you think it would be a little bit sooner because those are going to be 2 very different teams by September.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how they play after they've had such a long gap between it, starting and then trying to figure out who they are.
Yeah.
So especially with the Reds just being no idea what team they're going to be.
No clue.
Yeah.
So, that's way after the trade deadline, and who knows what happens and who gets moved. So it's definitely a bummer that it's that far apart. How can you even say you play in the same division when you don't play them again at home until late September? It's like Labor Day weekend.
Yeah. How many more series do we have against them? Is this all at Chicago?
Well, we got 2 at Chicago than 2 here. So the next one's in May. So the middle of May at Wrigley.
Yeah, it's pretty unusual.
Yeah, so you've only got 6. You've only played the teams in your division 12 times.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
It's really weird.
I don't know what else
really
to
weird.
say about that.
No, I get it. No, I'm with you. There isn't a whole lot. Just it's it's weird. Okay.
Yeah, you'd like to see some more competition with the people that supposedly in your division that you're going against, but guess not. Guess we got to play some other teams.
It's just becoming it's eventually just going to become regional in the NBA, and it won't matter National League, American League. Eventually it won't, which is fine if the rules are all the same. The history's there, but it's just the way the sport's moving.
Yeah, it could be exciting. It could be a much better way to generate some more interest and grow and cultivate some more fans.
Yeah. And then the Reds got smoked. It's okay. 5-2, not smoked. It just wasn't good because Hunter Green wasn't good again.
Yeah, that was not an enjoyable thing, especially to come off his first start where he just really blew up his pitching count right away. When he's thrown heat, looking decent for an opening start, and then it seemed to not get any better to the second start. And it has a lot to do, you think, with getting behind in counts, not being able to control the strike zone. And, we were talking about, off airs, he only has seemingly the 2 pitches that is on the table for him.
Yeah.
And when one's not there, people, doesn't matter if you throw a 100-mile-per-hour fastball, major leaguers can sit back on that.
Yeah, they'll figure it out the second time through.
Yeah.
So if you don't have much of a pitch mix and the only thing you're going for is strikeouts, then what is your game plan? Because I was looking at it, and when he was starting to fall behind, I think he threw at one point 20 fastballs in a row.
Yeah, it just screams of somebody not confident in their stuff.
No.
And it's not unusual at all for somebody to be throwing 100 miles an hour now. And you look at other, the other Ashcraft, Lodolo, they're not, they can hit 100, but they're being very successful, being in the mid-high 90s. Just with mixing it up and having movement.
Exactly. His slider is good. When his slider is good, it's a plus slider. Mm-hmm. But if you don't have any command over it, and then you don't have command over your fastball, you're going to continue to fall behind. Your pitches are going to go up, And that's why it's even more important that he needs to figure out. Oh, hit my mic. It's even more important why he needs to figure out his changeup.
Yeah, it seems so bizarre how you can be, and this is me sitting down here being a fat dude in his mid-30s. It just seems a little bizarre to be a professional major league pitcher. Granted, he can throw 100.
Correct.
But only having 2 pitches seems to be like something a little strange. Like, I feel like in high school, at least in development, you're probably, or at least I imagine you should be learning a changeup alongside of a fastball. It's just one and the same thing. They go hand in hand with improving each other and having your breaking pitches.
Yeah.
It just seems a little strange that they're not able to have the confidence in more than 2 pitches at this point in their career.
I agree. I understand it. He's a kid.
Mm-hmm.
He's 22. I'm looking at pitch list right now to figure out what exactly his mix up was for the whole thing. It's like pitcher list. Here we go.
So even if he just threw, see if it's not a confident pitch, whatever it is, say it's a changeup, even if it just throws that 5% of the time, it's still something else that these batters have to keep in the very back of their mind when they're also looking at 101 and a really nice slider.
Yeah.
Just having that little bit of, differentiation between, how you're approaching inning to inning, I just think we'll have big results. And it's at least curious as to why. Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, 1%. Is
1% of the time he's used his changeup.
So what would you do being a hitter in these situations? You're just going to sit fastball the whole time, and wait for him to cruise you one. And if anything, you're going to have him eat up a bunch of pitches.
Right.
So yeah.
So he just needs to get that figured out sooner than later, or else you're just like you can't say like, if he's just going to throw a fastball slider, then you got to make him an elite closer. No, he has the ability, and the ceiling is far too high to not figure it out. And I was hoping that this would be the year that he would take that step forward. We know you can throw it fast. You're going to throw it fast forever. You got clean mechanics. You got TJ out of the way once. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah, seeing 102 or 103 light up, on a pitch clock there, that's not nearly as exciting as seeing somebody go into the 8th inning as a starter.
Yeah, like Nick Lodolo's been doing.
Yeah,
and Graham Ashcraft. I'm with you. So, but and it's not. They touched up Zach Wheeler a little bit too. 5 1/3, 5 hits, 2 earned run, 3 walks, 5 Ks. I mean, like you can get that guy. He's only a Cy Young finalist last year.
Yeah,
that's saying something. This offense is saying something. I thought that this would be a huge weak point for them this season, but it hasn't been.
They've been doing some, in addition to doing what we kind of anticipated, there being a lot of push towards small ball with this team stringing together hits, moving people over, getting bunts down, things like that. They also are throwing some pop in the bat.
Yeah. I mean, DJ Friel has been a revelation this year.
Yeah.
We'll get to him in a little bit later, but in a lot of these guys and highlighting that. But it's surprising to see India bounce. It's okay, not surprising to see India bounce back, but all of the things that we needed to happen have happened for this offense to click and for them to score runs. And this is just, and it's not even like they're at their full potential.
No, we still have some people on the injured list that are going to be coming back here that will hopefully be adding a lot more, and we anticipate them doing a lot of good things once they get back into the lineup here. So, yeah, it's great to see that they've come together so well, being a young team and unfamiliar with playing with each other, playing some good ball lately, and they still have some other people that, have some more veteran leadership and skills to add to the mix there.
100%. And they should have won that game on Saturday.
Yeah, it was upsetting to see that. They had Diaz try to go 2 innings there, closing it out. Didn't work out. I know you probably have some thoughts on that.
Yeah. Why the fuck does David Bell keep doing this? Seriously, he didn't learn his lesson with Raisel Iglesias?
Do you think it's more of like a mental thing with how they prepare? Like they're going in 1 inning, and that's just kind of like the duration of what they're just building themselves, for. Like that's like their job is just 1 inning, and then after that, it's just kind of like this unfamiliar territory.
Yeah, I think that could be it. Combined with the guy's 23 years old. Mm-hmm. The guy is going to be an elite closer in this sport, just like his brother. The problem is this guy doesn't know how to get a 6-inning save yet. Mm-hmm. He hasn't, and on the road in Philly, not an easy place to pitch.
No.
And then he's just like throwing him out to the wolves like, yeah, he's our best shot. No, reverse what the fuck you did. Ian Jabot, should have been the setup. And then you have Diaz be the closer. You don't need to push him for 6 outs. I know he hadn't pitched in 6 days, but there was no need for that.
I'm trying to remember here. When Diaz came in, was he facing 1, 2, 3? Starting off, I think it was the top of the lineup, perhaps.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to get behind why David Bell felt the need to do that. If he felt like, okay, he's my best option to get the heart of their order out, and if he felt like, hey, I have confidence in that he can go, get me 6 outs. But yeah, that's one of those things, like, it makes you think it's like, oh, is somebody, have a arm not feeling right? Like, what's going on here? Because it just makes you concerned when they're not going about things in a fashion that you think they will.
Well, the thing is that David has always been and has always said, I need a guy. I don't need a closer. I need a high leverage situation guy. And sometimes that high leverage means being in the 8th. And throwing your closer an inning early because the situation, the leverage is higher there. You may be seeing a better part of the lineup. So I think you are right with it being the top of the lineup again. But that doesn't change the fact that this is a repeated thing that David Bell has done. And the fact that this strategy that he thinks is going to work has not worked out. He did it with Rizal in 19. He did, and then in 20, Rizal was like, dude, I'm a closer. I don't pitch in the 8th. I don't pitch in the 7th. I'm a closer. And he went, no, you're a high leverage guy. And he goes, fine, whatever, but I'm your closer. Put me in the 9th. And then eventually the Reds are just like, we're not dealing with this anymore. Yeah. Traded him in 21. And what was the biggest flaw in that team in 21? They didn't have a fucking closer. And they moved him because he just David wouldn't adjust and do that. So that has been my biggest problem with David Bell, and it's already showing its ugly head again. And it sucks because that should have been a W. The Reds should be up in this series. They should have won this series, but instead they make a silly call like this.
Yeah, it was a big loss. No matter how they ended up getting it, it was not something you want to see. And the way it did it very in the 9th there, because it seemed to be totally within control. And they battled back, I believe, within that game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a rough one to watch.
Now, let's not lose the fact that Nick Lodolo, again, over 100 pitches, 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 walks, 12 Ks.
Yeah, and seeing, just comparing, just because we're just talking about Hunter Green, seeing the way batters look in the box against Hunter Green right now, and then like Ashcraft or Lodolo, it seems to be much more of an uncomfortable situation being in there, with the latter two.
Absolutely. Well, it's because Nick Lodolo has 3 pitches. I'm pulling that up now.
And they seem very uncomfortable when they're up there, just not knowing, because, I mean, even when you do know, say a slider's coming, well, good luck. It's not a great pitch to swing at.
Right. Oh, boo. They don't have all of his stats up yet. Oh, probably because they haven't broken it down.
But that was a heartbreaker seeing him go that far into a game, dominating, and just to have it kind of slip through your fingers like that and having these, second-guessing decisions that were made. That's just not how you like to have games go.
No, and the thing is like, Nick Lodolo, people are like, man, he's nasty. He's nasty. Yeah, he is nasty because the way that he's so deceptive and the way that he winds up and the way that he hides the ball until the last minute and the way that thing breaks going side to side is disgusting. Yeah, he's got a 4-seam, curveball, changeup, and a sinker. Albeit he's thrown a sinker 5.6% of the time, but guess what? He has it.
Yeah, and his third pitch he's thrown just over 11%, and that's enough to keep these hitters completely off balance a lot of times. I mean, how many times have you seen this is 2 starts, how many batters have swung at a Lodolo pitch and the ball hits them?
Yeah, so much because he's coming inside. Look at this heat map. Everything's inside or it's away on his fastball, curveball, inside, changeup, away, sinker, inside. I mean, when you're doing that, you're getting sawed off. And how much that thing breaks, dear mother of God.
Yeah, exactly. And if you are putting the bat on that, it's not going to be great contact.
Nope.
So a lot of different ways to kind of split it up here. But I'd love to see more of those, Lodolo, Ashcraft, like some of them kind of like peel off on 100 Green with his philosophy with pitching. But then I really don't know Hunter Green, how his confidence is with his other pitches and how he's developing with that. I mean, I'm hoping there's going to be something else there because this is going to make him such a better pitcher.
Yeah, I agree. He's just so gross, and he's what we talked about last week. We know his ceiling and his floor is lower.
Mm-hmm.
This ceiling is gross.
Mm.
Like having a guy you can go out and rely on to get that many outs against a team that's going to swing the bat hard with all the power that's in that Phillies lineup. And for him to pull that off, this shows you he's taken that step forward, and we're just waiting on Hunter Green.
Yeah, I feel like Hunter Green has total accountability. Like, it's not someone I'm worried about at all, like in terms of how I think he will prepare and go on. But you just want to see it. You just get antsy. You just want to see it.
Yeah, I want to see it now.
Yeah.
The Reds pulled it off on Sunday. They did that.
Yeah, they did.
They did. They pulled it off. They came from behind. How about that? They really put it together again. Connor Overton didn't look great, but whatever, man. It didn't matter because we got the dub at the end of the day with, holy crap, Will Myers hitting a double.
Yeah.
Jake Fraley coming in the clutch.
Yeah.
In the top of the ninth to put up a 3 spot.
That was a great at-bat.
That was awesome. Like, he saw so many pitches.
Yeah, and they had a nice interview after the game with him, just walking through his mental process with that. And he seemed to be thinking along pretty well with the pitcher. And granted, I think it was a broken bat, just over the first baseman there, hooked it in there. But I mean, that got 3 runs in.
Yeah.
That was incredible. I love seeing that small ball stuff. Hitters just grinding down in a bat. That was thoroughly enjoyable.
I agree. I mean, it was just so cool to watch him battle and be like, yeah, I got this. And you felt like he was in control the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
It was, awesome to see that. And him match rating is like, he's always been a big power dude. And I didn't from what I've been told about him coming up through the Mariner system, they're like, yeah, he's got all of the power in the world and he's an athlete, just needs to stay healthy. Seeing him like that, have an extremely smart at bat and taking the ball and hitting it where it's coming to him instead of forcing it or pulling it.
Yeah.
That's a lot of maturity right there, man. And someone that's going to stay up here. And that, I think him and TJ Friel, those are like 2 everyday outfielders.
They're gamers.
They're gamers at this point, man. Like, we were worried that we wouldn't get any production from the corner outfield spots, and those 2 are showing that they are not messing around.
Yeah, you're going to have to take that position from them. It's clear, like, okay, this is ours. We're claiming rights to this. I mean, it's just a lot of, it's kind of like the Wild West out there. It's just for anyone who's like, there's a lot of open positions here, so I think a lot of these guys are taking some great opportunities and really put on a showcase.
Couldn't agree with you more, man. The Reds said, look, this is what we have. This is what we're putting out here. Open season. Go for it, compete. And these guys have come out to compete. I mean, Jake Fraley or Rake Fraley, in his 20 at-bats, he has 6 hits, a homer, 8 RBIs, 300, 423, 973 OPS. I mean, is it sustainable? These are small sample sizes, of course. But if they can sustain it, holy crap.
Yeah, and he has been going deep into counts. So those are great that he's seeing a lot of pitches, and he's not – they're showing a lot of patience for a team that seems to be most of them are showing a lot of patience in the box when you would figure they would want to jump out, maybe get ahead of the ball when they're trying to, stress and do a little too much to prove themselves. But they seem very confident and relaxed.
Yeah, that's the same way looking at Jason Vosler, man. In 24 ABs, he's got 6 hits, 3 homers, 9 ribs, a walk, 9. He struck out 9 times. But here's the thing: he has a 1.072 OPS. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's not bad. And especially since if he keeps playing like this again, I mean, you've got another first baseman option. Pretty cool.
Yeah, there's going to be some other people coming up here that I think will hopefully help. And, I just can't wait to see Votto in this lineup and just seeing how, like, the younger players kind of want to elevate their game and see what effect he has on them. So
agreed.
This is really good to see. It's enjoyable to see these guys you're just really starting to develop a familiarity with. Yeah. Do so well.
Spencer Steer's been solid in 27 ABs. He's got 6 hits, 2 homers, 2 ribs, has hit himself in. You'd like to see the average and the on base go up a touch. But for a guy who this is his first full major league season starting at third base, Cool.
Yeah.
On that pace, you're looking at what, like a 30 homer season?
I mean, that would be great.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I'll take it too, man.
And he's been looking pretty solid in the field too. A lot of these guys seem to be pretty disciplined.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything where I'm watching Spencer and I go, nah, you should have made that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet. So he's a solid glove and a guy who can hit dingers. So I'm excited to see where these numbers go in the next couple weeks by the end of April to be like, okay, now we have a full month sample. What do we got here? Jonathan India is clearly back. 276, 400, 848. He's got a homer. He's got 8 hits and 29 ABs. Tyler Stevenson's been Tyler Stevenson. 11 hits and 30 ABs.
Has he got a 7-8 game hitting streak right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's seen it.
He's on fires. 367, 424, 857. And TJ Friel, the other guy we were talking about, 29 ABs. He's got 10 hits, 2 homers, 2 ribs, 345, 387, 1.042 OPS.
Yeah, baby.
God, that's great. That's great and like Tyler Stevenson showing you like the offense runs and it starts with India and it runs through with Stevenson. You get Votto back. There you go. That's a pretty solid starting 1, 2, 3 right there.
Yeah, I think so. That would be a very good, formidable top 3 for your lineup. They got some serious baseball players.
Yeah, it's almost like a Major League Baseball team.
It kind of feels that way.
Right? Who's not hot? Will fucking Myers. Dear mother of God.
Yeah, it's been rough, and you really want to see these guys come through, but it just has not been happening. So
no.
I'm not sure what's going to go on there, but he's going to have to figure it out here pretty quickly.
Yeah, real quick. 185, 333, 555. Maybe coming to camp. I have no reason why he's been this bad.
I expected a lot more out of him.
He's not. He doesn't. But he's not chasing. I don't know what it is. It's just he doesn't look comfortable up there.
He seems off. Almost sometimes it's not like there's anything like noticeably like terrible about a swing. It seems like a little bit through water in a ways where it's just like he's just not connecting with it or seeing it quite correct.
Yeah.
But the numbers have not been good for him, and I really wanted to see him actually have like a second coming.
Yeah,
here in Cincinnati.
Does it kind of look like he's swinging over it? Or am I crazy?
I'm trying to think. I feel like I recall him fouling a lot of balls back, but not in a way where it looks like he's on it.
Right. Where he's not getting decent contact.
Yeah.
It just seems like he's just a little off. Will Benson, I have no answer for that guy. He looks outmatched.
Yeah, he looks like just in a completely different area code than like the games he's playing in. He did have one great snag on that, I think the Sessa start.
Yeah.
When they ended up losing. But I mean, other than that, it was just, something needs to happen there.
Yeah, I'm not discrediting the catch. I'm just worried about what's happening at the plate because this guy supposedly has a ton of power, but he's got one hit that dribbled up through the past second base.
It was a broken bat, over second base. So I mean, we have not seen any of that power even reflected in a foul ball.
No.
So he's got to figure that out.
He needs to.
You got to figure that out, Will.
Yeah, come on, Will. We got you for nothing, but start doing something.
Mm-hmm.
Jose Barrero has also looked lost again in 14 ABs. He has 2 hits, 1 RBI, 143, 286. That's just not going to cut it. And knowing that you've got guys coming up behind you.
Yeah.
Matt McClain, Ellie De La Cruz, CES, dudes that it's not CES, I apologize, but Ellie, McClain, Arroyo, guys who play where you play.
Mm-hmm.
And Senzel coming back in center. Like, where are you going to fit in the equation if you're going to be doing this?
Yeah, you're not really going to fit in there. He's been doing a little bit better with his strikeouts, if I'm recalling correctly, but still, he's not putting the ball in play too often and with any sort of authority.
None.
So, he's going to have to really do something special here in order to, still be a starter on this team once those other guys start motoring.
Ian Gabalt is your bullpen stud of the week. Guy has 4 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 1 earned run, 1 walk, 4 Ks. Did I say it? Jabot? Sorry, it's Jabot. It's French. He's got 1.93 ERA. Guy's been dependable, and you got him for absolutely nothing last year.
Yeah, that's great.
Good to see. Injury news. Joey Votto could be back this week or next week.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
That's awesome. Get him in this lineup. What do you do with Jason Vosler? Do you just release him again? Do you put Will Myers or Will Benson on the IL, like a phantom situation where he's got a hamstring issue?
I'm not really sure. It'd be rough to see them take the bat out of that kid's hands because of how well he's been performing. So maybe there is something where they can do and finagle the lineup a little bit. And I'm not sure all that they can do, but some of those characters we were talking about that are just not seeing the ball. I mean, hopefully, their spots aren't as secure as what, Vosler's will be.
Sure. We'll see. Lucas Sims, Nick Senzel, and Tony Santillan have started the rehab assignments. Luke Weaver did as well. He had 4 innings pitched, 2 walks, 4 Ks, no hits in AAA. He's a guy I feel like Luke Weaver is going to come back. Connor Overton's going to move to the bullpen, and then you move someone out of the pen down to AAA. I think that guy is probably going to be Fernando Cruz. He has not been pitching as well as of late. Nick Senzel has had 17 plate appearances, 5 hits, 2 RBIs, and a stolen base. So 294, 455, 867. Lucas Sims threw an inning. Tony Santillan's thrown in 2 games and thrown 2 innings. So, okay, this is the bullpen help you're going to need to get to 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yes.
Especially Lucas Sims. And he's a very good setup guy. Yeah,
that'll be a much different makeup of the team once they have somebody that they have confidence in that can get him to the closer position there.
100%. And so that way you don't have to have someone go out there to throw 6 outs. It doesn't work. I feel like I've been repeating myself since David Bell got hired.
Yeah.
You like that? That's me being very confident.
Yeah, it's some nice percussion you got going on there.
Thanks. It's how I'm calming myself down to not go on another tirade. Andrew Abbott this week in AA threw 4 2/3 innings and had 11 strikeouts.
That's pretty good.
I'd say that's very good. I'd say he's ready for AAA because he didn't look good in the spring. He had some control issues. And it's like, hey, maybe we need to move this guy along, huh?
Yeah, it seems like he's dominating pretty well there.
And who's not dominating is Brandon Williamson. His command is off. So far in 2 starts, he has 7 walks.
Yeah, it's not good.
That's not good. We need to figure that out because he's got all the talent in the world. Very similar build to Nick Lodolo. Just can't control it.
Well, yeah. Hopefully, if he has that similar build, maybe he can have some that Nick Lodolo emphasis on getting a first pitch strike. That was such like a huge key. I feel with him going deep in that last start he had.
Yeah.
I mean, just how many times do you think did you see him start off ahead in the count?
Yeah. And we're thinking about all the folks in Louisville with what happened today. So absolutely awful. But good news. You transition clean out of that. You don't. Ellie Naylor Cruz is joining the backs this week, either Wednesday or Thursday, according to Natty Sports on Twitter. CES is a couple weeks behind him, so early May for him. But more importantly, Ellie's going to be starting in Louisville. I would not be shocked if he was on the big league squad in the middle of May.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. And with how things are shaking out with, the shortstop position, middle infield, yeah, that seems very a feasible thing to happen.
Yeah, or center field.
Yeah, he's a great athlete. He can I would have a tremendous amount of confidence in him, shortstop or center field position, just as long as you have that bat in the lineup.
Oh, couldn't agree more, partner. Got that in the lineup, getting people excited about this guy, getting the experience up here when you aren't going for it. And the schedule coming up this week, it's a bitch. 3 at Atlanta. That game's happening right now. It is almost 8 o'clock on a Monday. So by the time you listen to this, you will know the result. And my bet is we lost that one. But 3 at Atlanta, and then you come home for 4 against the Phillies, and then you kick off the next week with 3 at home against Tampa.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. You're going to see what some of these guys are made of here. And see how they perform in these situations when they got bottom of second, actually.
Bottom 2, nothing still. All right, I'm very excited to watch this one.
Yeah, we got Ashcraft on the bump.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ashcraft. A little bit of Ashcraft witchcraft, which you love to see. So let's round third and head for home, shall we?
Let's do it.
Hey, what do you want to plug?
Let's see. Got some shows coming up. I know I'll be at Motor Pub, end of the month for Motor Mouth. I'll be someplace else before that. Can't recall. Just follow our stuff here. Future Science might be putting some stuff out eventually. Follow me on there. Oh, thanks to anyone that came out to the show Saturday in Bellevue. That was a lot of fun, and I'll update you guys next week. I'll come with a list of things.
Ooh, there you go. I'm in somewhere in Michigan, outside of Lancaster, Michigan, at the Plix Theater on Saturday. Shows at 7 and 10 o'clock. So definitely come check that out. And go to intheclutch.com and buy shirts with our code. So,
Bloomington. I'll see you on the 30th.
Oh, nice.
There. Yeah, I think Holmes is going.
Oh, that'll be super fun. Yeah. So thanks for doing this. Yeah, this was a fun one. And thank you for watching. So definitely come back next week and check it out. Check out intheclutch.com and check out Sports Drink. They're a network. They do stuff. So thanks a lot. And go Red Legs.
Bye.